welcome to another episode. Today we are talking about something that absolutely every dog owner can relate to in South Africa, and that is if your dog goes crazy when Checker 6060 arrives at the gate. With us, as always, is our lead trainer and behaviorist, Philip. Hi, Philip.
Hi, Tisha. How are you? I hope well.
We can't complain. Thank you so much. The summer
And having fun up north.
it's always fun up north, you know that. Much like you guys at the coast, we have our fun as well.
Absolutely. Now, it's quite hilarious when you say Checker 6060. I don't know what they have internationally, but I think all deliveries, parcel deliveries, food deliveries, what else do we have? Debonaires here, we have couriers here, we have all these deliveries. And then we have these dogs that go ballistic.
Yeah. We're saying Checker 60 now, but the same goes for Take a Lot. But especially while we're focusing on Checker 60, is because they almost exclusively arrive on motorcycles, which just adds a fun element to your dogs going crazy.
Yeah, especially when you got dogs that chase motorcycles.
No, then it gets really fun. So let's dive into this, Philip. Here's the reality in the situation that so many South Africans with their dogs are facing at the moment. Many of us live in estates or complexes, and that requires the person coming in to do the delivery to call you for permission to come in. And once that gate calls, your dog already knows. They can hear through the phone what's going to happen next when you hit that button to let them in, and then the excitement starts ramping up. By the time the poor Checker 60 driver stops in front of your house, your dogs are going ballistic. Now, this can be frustrating. It can be dangerous. It can just be annoying. What do we do? What do we do?
Well, it all reverts back to association. And normally the cause of all this is in actual fact you, the owner. Because I've ordered food, they're coming, I must get my card ready, and we're hungry, and everything starts happening. And the dogs pick up on this. So they start associating the phone call with the delivery. They start associating the sound of the motorcycle with the delivery. And then the absolute final is the doorbell. Ka-ding! And then it happens. And you rushing, and you're trying to stop the dogs, you're trying to get your stuff, your food, whatever, and things just get out of hand. So as simple as it may seem, it actually goes all the way back to obedience and changing the association and area adaptation.
Yes, those three things, hey? It's excitement and association, obedience, and area adaptation.
Area adaptation doesn't just involve the smells and sounds around the dog. It also involves items, vehicles, bicycles, motorcycles, scooters, anything in that line. Area adaptation, I attended to a case the other day where this dog goes ballistic about the fan. The minute you put the fan on, everything just gets out of hand. Okay, so somewhere initially there was something about it, and the dog picked up on it, and now it associates all these associations. So you've got to physically take your dog out there and introduce him to a motorcycle.
Yes.
Not one that's screaming past you at 100 miles an hour, one that's standing there doing nothing. And then one standing there idling. And then one standing there getting a little bit of revs to it. And then one pulling away and moving away from you. And your dog has to there learn obedience. He must adapt to these sounds and this thing, because he doesn't know what a motorbike is. He has sight. or the purpose of the motorcycle. So you have to adapt him to the motorcycle and make him comfortable with it and teach him that he has to be calm around it.
Okay, so I'm trying to think how you can practically go about doing something like this if you don't actually have a motorcycle or you don't have neighbors that have motorcycles. If you have motorcycles, friends or neighbors who have them, then it's quite easy because you can negotiate with them and you can take your dog through this process. If you don't, one thing off the top of my head is that you would have seen by the various checker stores have almost dedicated areas for all of the bikes to come together. Also, you normally see them outside of fast food delivery places, standing there waiting for their orders. And around your local KFC, you will see Uber Eats drivers. So it could be a good idea to take your dog there where the bikes are idle and standing, and start introducing them there to give them this exposure to the motorcycle so that your area adaptation in that specific regard is strengthened a bit. Correct?
Yeah, combine the whole thing. Get my dog into the car, go for a nice drive to Checkers, and go and spend some time around the motorcycles and the drivers. But teach your dog to be calm there, relaxed. And then when you're at home and that phone rings and your dog has picked up that this is a delivery, your obedience must come in.
Yes, because this is where you need to be able to say, stop. And then they actually need to listen to you.
Yes. And if it's anybody that's going to come to the door or enter your house, your dog's got to learn to greet people, how to greet people in calmness. And that again is adapting to people coming, learning to greet people in calmness the correct way. So it's a process. It's not just a switch that you turn on and off. And if your dog's overboard on all of this, and you're having problems with this, and it can become a problem because all that, should your dog get out, slip past you, and that guy's there, that can turn into redirected aggression.
Yes.
So it's a process. With dogs, it's all baby steps, one step at a time. Get them used to the motorcycle, get their obedience going, do area adaptation. Area adaptation never stops because there are always new smells, there are always new sounds, there are always new things moving around. So like with your every Saturday going to school, dog school, training school, you've got to have that time that you go out once a week, twice a week, and just go and stand somewhere with your dog where all this stuff is happening. So it's vitally important. And it's fun. It's fun to go and do it. And it's actually fun to see how the dog progresses and moves through all this and gets past all this.
Of course, of course. And then lastly, it's removing the excitement about the situation. And like Philip said at the beginning, don't add to the excitement. So whenever the gate does call to tell you your delivery is on the way, don't shout to everybody else in the house, woohoo, Sheen is coming, or get your dogs amped up. Are we going to get the delivery?
Here comes my pizza.
And do a little pizza dance. Don't do any of that. Remain calm and neutral. Don't put fuel on the fire. Yeah, and then slowly but surely, you're going to take your dog through these steps, which starts at addressing the excitement, upping your obedience level, and getting your dog area adjusted so that the additional scents and sounds that come with a motorcycle delivering stuff to your house doesn't put them into overdrive and they're flushed with adrenaline and going crazy.
Yes. So it's about taking the time, making time, taking time. Work at your dog space, keep your dog going. And remember, your work with your dog is never finished because once you reach a point, there's a thing called maintenance. And you have to maintain those levels the whole time.
Oh, that's true. So if you put in the work once and you get your dog completely calm when checker 60 comes, and then you drop your ball and you don't do your homework, then it's going to be a matter of time before it gets back to that point and you'll have to go back and do it again. So your dog will always keep you working for it. Don't worry ever about being bored.
One slip and you go back 10 paces.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so this is not a step-by-step manual for how to fix your dog that goes berserk when checker 60 comes. This is a framework of understanding to pull it apart and see what pieces do we need to look at. Is my dog's obedience too low? Is my dog's area adaptation very poor? Or do my dog have an association of extreme excitement with the sequence of events? And in most cases, it will unfortunately be all three of those.
And
you, of course. So
So
this is a framework for you to go and reflect and look at what is truly happening with your dog. And only once you do that, then you can go back and say, right, this is our plan to fix it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's not an in-depth thing. We can go into depth on each individual thing, but these are the basics surrounding it. And these are the basics you should look into and go into in-depth study of it. And you know, you've got to look for things like over and above excitement and everything. You must look for nervousness in your dog
Yes.
as well, vitally important. So just take your time, work at the dog space, and have fun. Enjoy it.
Have fun with it. Yes, it's something cool you and your dog can do together that replaces going for a walk in many cases, even because it's training, it's stimulating, and it's lekker. Thank you so much, Philip. That's it for us today. Remember to hit like and subscribe so you can keep on getting updates whenever we post a new video, and you can follow along and learn cool stuff about your dog. Thank you.
Yes, please do. Go and like, go and subscribe, and it'll help us to carry on and give you lots more to think about.
Great. Have a lekker one out there. Cheers.
Bye-bye.